Oh, who? Tom Hardy. This guy used to be a rapper? I did not know
Tom
this.
Hardy might be one of the most authentic actors out right now, and unusually his humble beginnings are pretty well documented on the internet. From his early start as a model on The Big Breakfast, to classic MySpace photos, audition tapes, work for the Prince's Trust, and even his inability to make a decent sandwich for his mate, and just that is Benedict Cumberbatch, it's pretty clear that Tom's passion for people and relatability are a big part of how he won over people's hearts so quickly in his career. So how did his love of hip-hop lead him to making music with a Wu-Tang member multiple times in the last few years? One of my favorite videos from Tom's early era is him rapping Hip Hop versus Rap by KRS-One in 2011, while carrying his son Lewis, who was just a baby at the time.
Can't give it the mic, they don't need me. Socrates, the lyrical pages, I flip the fucking mic. In the back of the days, it's hectic when those brothers don't respect it. Ha ha ha, flavor. I know the lot is stolen property, I'm kicking the flavor to society, police be clocking me. But logically they got to be, cause they was told the serious poetry would come from Socrates, but that ain't it.
When he gets some of the lyrics wrong, it's clear to see Tom's a real hip hop head, and a few months later he came clean to share that he had a recording deal as a rapper at the age of 15, which would have been 1992 during the golden age of hip hop. In the same interview, he mentions having recorded a lot of music that's never been released, and it was only years later that we'd really start to discover how deep his love of hip-hop goes. In early 2018, a user named Edward Tracy suddenly shared a mixtape from Tom Hardy to r/hip hop heads in a post titled Fresh. Tom Hardy's unfinished album from 1999 finally found its way online, but is it any good? Redditors were stunned, not just by the revelation of Tom's secret rap star, but also at the quality of the raps and beats, and news quickly spread across music blogs and social media. Edward Tracy happened to be Ed2Tool, a friend of Tom's who produced the mixtape. Titled Falling on Your Ass in 1999 by Tommy No.1 and Ed, it's an 18-track mixtape that channels the late 90s era vinyl samples and dusty drums. It harkens back to the New York boom bap that was popular at the time, and has a bunch of instrumentals and skits that make it a real time capsule of that era. It's not actually available on Bandcamp anymore as Ed's taken it down, but you can still find it on YouTube, and someone actually uploaded it to Spotify as a podcast last year. The surprise album leak to many who weren't familiar with Tom's hip-hop history led them to find an upload of his 1999 song No Love No Life, posted by 2Tool Productions just over a decade ago. The monochrome clip shows Tom rapping over a boom bap beat with a very New York/KRS influenced flow, and is actually from Get a Grip, a short movie he made with Ed that even has its own IMDb page.
If there's no love, there's no life. Surrounded by this lives and lies. In this world, I hold my wife to my chest in the night. I press her face close to mine. Wipe the tears from my eyes. I don't need to see my baby cry. You hold my hand, I hold it tight as I can. These are memories to die for. People to die for. These are real lives to live for. People to die for.
Okay.
The real people to fight for.
Yeah.
The real people.
Yeah.
Rapping clip forms part of the intro credits, and in the middle of it, Tom talks about his early days rapping as a youth.
I started rapping when I was about 14. And I was, we were doing it just for fun, and kicks and shit. There's kids, we smoke weed and hang out, steal things, break into places, just fuck around. Started out as a bit of a hobby, and
Now, technically this could just be part of his role in the movie, but given that he said he had a deal at 15, I'm inclined to think that this opening monologue is mostly based on his actual upbringing. Even though it's just part of the film, the song clearly shows his passion for the art form as well as his skills, and to be fair, it's pretty good. 2Tool Productions, a BAFTA-nominated animation studio that's collaborated with Banksy, doesn't seem like a logical place for Tom Hardy's mixtape trailer to show up, until you realise that it was founded by Ed, and oddly enough, he's got a lot of history in the UK rapper/actor scene. The 2Tool Productions channel has plenty of old trailers and short movies centered around Tom, but also has videos with Riz MC, aka Riz Ahmed, who starred in Venom with Tom, Kayvan Novak, who Ed actually co-created Phone Jacker with, and even Dizzy Rascal, as Ed directed the video for Flex back in 2007. Remember that one?
I wanna see you dip, and let me see you rock.
Riz has done a lot of music both solo and as part of Sweatshop Boys, and Kayvan Novak has a long history with hip-hop, and I don't just mean his MC battle as Brian Badondi.
Come upstairs and I'll smack your hairy butt.
In an MC battle, it's wrong to talk about slapping asses. Don't go to an MC battle wearing them clothes and them glasses.
Slapping asses.
He also starred with Tom in Sticky, an animated show Ed directed for BBC Three back in 2017. In 2018, rumours emerged about Tom working on a rap and grime album with Sam Williams, a multi-platinum record producer who's worked with Plan B, Supergrass, and David Bowie. Supposedly, labels including Warner Records were showing interest in releasing it, but nothing about that project ever materialised beyond those initial rumours, so it's hard to know if it's really sitting in Tom's stash somewhere. In 2019, Shia LaBeouf appeared on Hot Ones and talked about fellow actors that rap after his 5 Fingers of Death freestyle on Sway in the Morning, listing Tom Hardy and Jon Bernthal as 2 that freestyle constantly.
I think anybody who can ad-lib can probably freestyle. Tom Hardy freestyles all the time, you know.
Really?
He be rapping all the time. Bernthal raps all the time. Yeah, those guys rap all the time.
This pointed even more eyes at Tom's music and the No Love, No Life video. Side note, no one's actually found footage of John rapping, so if you have that,
Drop them.
From here, it seemed like Tom's rap career was a thing of the past, until a strange artist started appearing on albums by Czarface, a supergroup made up of producer 7L, rapper Esoteric, and Wu-Tang member Inspector Deck. Mystery artists are nothing new in hip-hop, and the same goes for fans trying to discover their true identities. Just look at Captain Murphy, aka Flying Lotus, and MF Doom's friend and collaborator Mr. Fantastic. Czarface aren't new by any means. They've been making music together since 2013 and have whole albums with MF Doom and Ghostface Killah, and even brought back one of my favorite rappers, Godfather Don. But 2021 marked the first time they worked with a mystery collaborator. Naturally, fans were suspicious about the appearance of an artist by the name of Facepiller on 2 tracks from their project Good Guys, Bad Guys. And while the cover fits the supergroup's comic book theme, it's even more fitting as the album is actually music from the second Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage, released in 2021, which of course stars Tom Hardy as the anti-hero. You can actually see Tom Hardy repping Czarface in various places, including this interview he did about Venom 2. Listening to today's special, the second track from the project, the first verse over those dusty drums sounds very reminiscent of Tom's early work with Ed, right down to the voice. Whether it's from his early raps or his actor career, some people started to make the connection, but there wasn't really any conclusive evidence at the time. Tom's Instagram profile had Frankie Pulitzer as his name back then, but at some point in the years to follow, the 2 names swapped places. Czarface retroactively credited the 2 tracks on the Venom OST as featuring Frankie, and Tom changed his IG bio to Facepiller. Regarding the name, it's hard to tell why he calls himself that. It could simply be a reference to him putting faces, or the weird articles online about how Tom's face is always hidden in movies. Seriously, who thinks of this stuff?
Man, what are you talking about?
A year later, Czarface returned with Zarmageddon, and Frankie reappeared, this time on track 2, the Zarlak Pit. Aside from mentioning Facepiller at the end of the verse, nobody weird as him. At this point, Tom's having fun with people knowing the identity behind his alter ego, so he's being a bit bait.
Yeah, that was bait.
Bait move.
And he goes as far to reference 2 movies that he starred in the verse. What the fuck is this shit? I came here for a proper shootout is a reference to Corny Craye's line, I come here for a fucking shootout, a proper shootout with some proper men, from his role in 2015's Legend film about the Craye twins.
I come here for a fucking shootout, right? A proper shootout with some proper men.
He instantly follows up with a few lines about being deceptive and using reflections in Mombasa, referencing his character Eames the Forger in Inception.
You look a bit back, yeah? Very amusing, Mr. Eames.
At this point, it should be a sure bet that Tom is Frankie. But in July 2022, Esoteric was interviewed by Jason Rockman on the Rockman Power Hour and explicitly denied the 2 being one and the same.
So I want to address a rumor about Frankie Pulitzer, that this is fucking Tom Hardy.
Frank's never rhymed before on a record, and the first record that we put him on is in the Venom movie. So it's like people are like, oh, well, how did that happen?
At the same time, he paid respect to Tom's hip-hop knowledge and even mentioned that he used to rap back in the day.
I think Tom used to rap back in the day. Yeah. When I developed like this friendship with Tom, we talk about hip-hop and he knows his shit. So he'll go back and forth he'll talk about anything from the 90s and so forth. And that's been, a frequent thing that we would revisit, talking about hip hop.
While the host calls it a dumb rumor, I think it's pretty safe to say, especially given how Esoteric laughs and tries to navigate his response, that he was just jokingly trying to cover up the truth. Esoteric even states that he can see how people make the connection. But he doesn't even mention how he met Frankie, who is apparently from Boston, but sounds like Tom doing an American accent.
Frankie, he's newer. He doesn't know hip hop like that. It would be cool if it was Tom, because Tom is, he's the man. He's just like one of the greatest actors of all time. But it's Frankie, and he's he lives about 3 blocks that way. That's all. He's a great guy.
In February of 2023, Vinny Paz of Jedi Mind Tricks uploaded a picture to IG with Esoteric and Tom crediting him as the Facepiller, which further confirmed people's suspicions. And at the end of the year, Frankie returned on Frenzy in a Far Off World off of Czarface's most recent release, It's Artificial Intelligence.
Hello.
Listen. You can't tell me that's a genuine Bostonian doing that LOLO at the start. First off, that's a British thing.
Hello, what's all this then?
And secondly, I'm a Londoner, and I know bad Boston accents because I do one myself.
I'm a father, I'm a son, and above all, I'm from Boston.
When you type Tom Hardy into Spotify, the 3 Czarface x Frankie Pulitzer collaborations are the first songs that come up, so I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed at this point. Either way, since his last feature was only back in December, it's hard to tell when Frankie will make his next appearance. But all I can say is that I and many others hope he surprises us all and does another full release, because clearly the people are hungry for it.
Give me the great deuce, I raved to the death, trying to think of the papers. I'm able to spend, but if you're gonna hate in your name, when I say it, give me a favor, I'm able to spend them, I did my pages and taking a check.
Big love for tuning in. I've got a lot more stuff like this planned, including more DJ mixes and other stories from hip hop and beyond. So make sure you like and subscribe if you're trying to find out what's next.